welcome back to my channel, and thank you all for joining me for today's Teacher Tip Thursday video. I do apologize that this video is up a little late, but I just came back from traveling, and so I wasn't able to get the video done before I did my summer travel. So I have like less than 2 weeks left of summer vacation, and then I'll be headed back into the school, back into the building to start getting ready for the school year. So today's video is all about important paperwork that you should consider having on hand pretty much at all times so that you can stay organized and then you can always be ready. And that important paperwork, of course, will be housed in your teacher planner or whatever type of planner binder system you may want to come up with. If you don't want to use a regular, planner like how I use, I highly suggest and recommend getting a 3-ring binder, printing out whatever papers you need, and always having that in a certain place where you know you can get to it really quickly and really easily. So to start off the video, I just wanted to show you all how I'm going to be setting up my new planner. As I showed you all, this is the planner that I will be using, but I do need to go ahead and get it transferred over onto this this cover from this. So take all the contents out. So the first thing that you want to do is get your whatever planner you have, you want to get it together, and then you want to go ahead and just put the rings on there. And this is not easy to do because this is really heavy plastic here because it's the leather binder. So the plastic is really hard to do. So might have to speed this up because I don't want this to be a pretty long video. But this is really the easiest way, is to put the rings on the binder first, and then put the papers on. All right, so I got all the rings on, and that took a minute. So you just want to go ahead and open everything up. So you want to go ahead and open everything up, then get your old planner and just take the pages out. I actually like to start from the back because I think it's just, I don't know, something about it just kind of seems like the pages go by a lot. They go in a little easier. So I start from the back instead of from the front. And I will pull a tab, like I'll pull this tab. Actually, I'm not pulling July or June because we do not have school in those months. So I'm pull the whole May section, the May tab, and I'm putting it in here. Now, here's a tip. I don't know if maybe, say your school ends on June is the last month and not July. What I'll do is I'll take this last page that was in the month of May, June, and it has that June on the back. Well, if you look at the last page in your planner, if you're going to be using a happy planner, the last page looks like this, and then this on the back, just notes. So that starts out your notes section. And so I will put that page in and just keep it and switch it out, to the end. And then just keep on moving. So it does not take a long time to get these in. So I'll get these on in, and then we'll start filling in those important papers. So we've gotten everything transferred in. So now we have our new planner ready for the school year, all ready and set up. So let's jump into those important papers that you want to think about having on hand that you can put really quickly in this binder. So one thing that you could do is you can use, well, I like the way that we have the really big dividers now here. So I'm gonna use one of these big dividers because I want to have this information always up front, right after I have well, I'm actually gonna put it right here. I'm actually gonna put it right here in this section, and I'm gonna tell you why. I just don't like breaking things up, and I don't want to break up this page from this page going in. So, and I like that this starts the schedule, even though I'm not really going to use this schedule. So the first set of papers that you want to, and I'm going to move this out the way, the first set of papers that you always want to have on hand. All right, so these are some important papers that you might want to consider having on hand, and always having like very handy in your planner or whatever type of binder you have for important papers. So the first one for me is student ID numbers, because student ID numbers, if you use them a lot for like your students' passwords and logging in, this is an important paper to have so that you can always have that information handy. And then on the back of this page, I've printed it front and back, and I'll leave the link to where I actually got these particular pages from. It is the Ultimate Teacher Binder by Joey Udovich, and I use it every single year. She always updates it. So it is a really, really good resource, a really great investment for you. So on the back of it, I have the medical information, which will have the student's name, their medical condition, and their treatment. And this is also something that could be used for any other teacher or para, anyone you have that may be coming in your classroom. This is an important, handy piece of paperwork to have. You also want to have an actual transportation log. Things change all the time with kids. Sometimes they'll go from riding the bus in the morning to riding the bus, you know, only in the afternoons, and then they'll maybe go on a special van or something. So I always write in this tip in pencil so that I can keep changing it all around. Now, this particular log, you can actually put in a sheet protector, and if you have like a board by your desk, you can always hang this up. I have 2 copies of this, so one that I have hanging up on the board and one in my planner. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes if I'm not at school and someone calls and asks me a question, and I may have not remembered maybe about a student's transportation log or transportation that has changed, I can just open up my binder that's at home and I will have that information as well. And then on the, I don't have anything on the back of that paper. So I have that one. And then I also have here, and they're in no random order right now, but I will put them in an order that I like. So then I have my yearly overview of curriculum and concepts being taught. Now this is gonna go in a different section where I put my actual standards. So that's another thing that you may want to put in your planner is your standards. And this will go actually in the back of the book because I don't really need this as quickly as the student information. So this will go in the back section and you'll see that when I put that up. So it starts in August because my school year starts in August. This also starts on different months. And again, I got this from the Ultimate Teacher Binder. So she has it where you can start in June if your school year starts in June, July, or even, August or September. Woo, sorry about that. Thinking about the end of the year already. So August or September, if you have an August or September start date, you can just look through and she has it where it starts in September 1st instead of August. So you don't have to worry about that if you choose to print out this page. And then on the back, it goes all the way to February. Starts at February, goes all the way to July. So you can kind of write out quickly what you are doing. So for me, what I will be writing out in this section here is going to be in the month of August. I'll be using Wonders, Smart Start, weeks 1 or whatever for language arts. For writing, writing will be focusing on narrative writing. And then for math, I'm just going to write for the month of August. Maybe we'll be focusing on recognizing numbers 0 to 10. And then for science and social studies, whatever we'll be focusing on for that month as a quick overview of the concepts that will be taught. So that's how I'm going to use that page. This is also going to be a page that is going to be in the front of my book. It's going to be my brained up area because sometimes ideas come to mind and I just want to write them down. And I might, I may forget, I may not, but I like to just write them down. So I printed out 2 pages for that. And then I printed out the book Nook page. I printed that out because I do like to read certain books. Like at the end of the day, the kids really like to just hear a story, not just a story just based on, a skill or a strategy. Even though it says skill, strategies, or extensions, I will incorporate that. But this is just getting kids interested in the love of reading. And so there are certain books that I've purchased from my school's, my classroom library that I just want to read just for leisure to get the kids interested in leisurely type of reading. And so whatever month or week I'm going to read it, I'll try to, put it around a theme or something. But I want that, and that will go in towards the back of the book, back of my setting. It won't go to the front. So I printed out 2 pages of those, even though I might only just need 1. This will go in the front, parent contact numbers, the student's name, primary contact numbers, and notes. Maybe mom works at night. I'll write something like that just so if I'm getting ready to call, I'll be like, okay, wait a minute. May not want to call her right now because maybe mom works at night, or, mom, lives with maybe someone else, something like that. Mom maybe works, 9 to 5 or something like that. So I'll know maybe best times to call the parents. And I write this in pencil too because parents' numbers, that changes all the time. So I have that. And then I have on the front part, I have the parent contact numbers. And on the back, which is very important, parent communication log. Now at our school district, we have an online communication log. If you're like me and you're busy, you may not remember right away to have that up while you're on the phone with the parent, but I can have this open and I can write what I need to write really quick. And then later on, maybe on my planning time, I can go ahead and fill in that electronic one. This is also a great backup way for you to say, hey, I also talked to this person on this time, whatever. So always have a backup. So this will be up front. And then I have my classroom supply list, items that I have and items that I need. This is and I should have printed this one front and back so I can have 2 of this. But this is very important to have in your classroom because you want to make sure that you are replenishing things. And this is very helpful if you want to ask someone to send something in your classroom that maybe you're in need of, or reach out to parents and ask them to help, donate things to the classroom. So I like to have this done, but I think on the back of this, I'll try to do like the party list, because sometimes we may have parties in the classroom, maybe like, for Christmas, winter parties, harvest parties, things like that, and maybe I might want them to have that. Now, she does have a letter that you can send to parents, and it's a really cool letter that you can send to parents that has like, hey, we would like these type of things. I don't know. I did not print out that letter because I use Remind, and I send that information out and Remind. But if you are a paper person and you want to send out a letter like that, she definitely has that in the Ultimate Teacher Binder. One thing about getting these papers and everything organized now is so that you don't have to look for them later on. So I definitely love this teacher binder. I highly recommend that you go through it, look at the different types of paperwork that you think would work best for you and for your classroom. And I say, go ahead and go for it. Like, go ahead, go full throttle, and go ahead and get it taken. Hold on, I want to do it this way. Go ahead and print them all out, get them put in your binder, and then that way you don't have to worry about anything. So go ahead, I encourage you to get that done. I think I want to have first parent contact information. I always change up the order that I have everything. Then I want to have the transportation log, then the student's information, medical information, classroom supply, and my brain dump. So then I just pull out my Happy Planner punch, and I think it only does like 2 pages at a time. Now the paper that I print out on, here's another tip. I do not print out on regular regular weight paper, like regular weighted copy paper. I do not do that. I use a 32 weight paper. It does cost a little bit more, but you really, 1 pack of it will last you a very long time. But it is much thicker, but it is not as thick as cardstock, so it will not make your binder completely thick or heavy in any way. But it will, provide you with that good weighted paper where it's durable to last you throughout the school year. And it's really good for if you like to use the Sharpie, the Flair Sharpie pens, or the my favorite, which is the Flair pens or the Sharpie pens. I love this pen. It's a fine point pen, kind of almost like in between a marker and a pen. It writes very well. See, that was 2 pages. So that's what I was saying. This paper is kind of thick. So you want to, if you use the punch, you might want to just use 1 sheet, do 1 sheet at a time like I've been doing. But definitely I encourage you to get all of the papers that you want. Get them all organized. I will be doing another video of my small group binder of how I do my small group and RTI binder. All of that is together in one binder. So I will be doing that video, an updated video for that. So definitely stay tuned for that. So, all right, so let's get these in the sections. So in this very first section, as soon as I open up my binder, I have here all of these papers here. And it's identified by this particular tab, which I have a sticker that says important, which I'm going to be putting the sticker here that says important. So I'll know what I need to do. And then to the back, right after my notes, after I get my note paper all put in there. So right after my notes, I am going to put in here the next divider. My next divider here. And put this in. And this will be, this will say planning here. And then after that, before I go into my checklist, I will have my folder. And then right at the very front, I will have my pocket for any little thing that I need to just throw in really quickly. This other pocket one I'm going to use is going to be for my small group binder, and that is the classic size. So that is it, friends. That is how I set up my planner, transfer it over to the leather binder, and as well as how I get all my important papers that I need for the year all organized and ready to go for the school year. Thank y'all for joining me. If you all see something in this video that you liked, that you want to continue to keep on watching and hearing from me every single Thursday, go ahead and click that notification bell and subscribe to my channel so that you'll be notified of any time I come on with my Teacher Tip Thursday videos. Thank y'all again, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.